An unsettling fact has come to light. Every state won by Kamala Harris in the 2024 election, along with Washington, D.C., does not require a photo ID for voter registration. This has ignited serious concerns about election security and the potential for fraudulent or illegitimate votes in an already divided political climate. In each of the 19 contests where Kamala Harris claimed victory, no photo ID is required for voter registration. Voters can often bypass photo ID by providing other forms of identification, such as the last 4 digits of a social security number, utility bills, or bank statements, which raises concerns over the ease of registration without verifying identity through a photo ID. Even more concerning, none of these states require a photo ID for the registration process, unless for first-time voters. First-time voters can still use alternative forms of ID, like utility bills, government documents, or bank statements instead of a photo ID. This creates a situation where individuals can register without ever presenting a valid photo ID, which critics argue leaves the system vulnerable to manipulation and fraud risks. Election integrity concerns aren't hypothetical. In 2020, GBI Strategies, a firm contracted by several Democratic organizations, was implicated in a large voter registration fraud scandal that made headlines, especially in Michigan. GBI Strategies, which reportedly received over $4.6 million from groups including the Biden campaign, the Democratic National Committee, and the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, was accused of submitting fraudulent voter registrations with forged names, signatures, and inaccurate addresses. Perhaps most troubling is that the full scope of this fraud remains largely hidden. After more than 4 years, the FBI investigation is still marked as ongoing, leaving questions unanswered on the extent of fraudulent registrations and their impact on elections. This lack of transparency has heightened concerns that the public may never fully understand the extent of voter manipulation. As the nation's political divide deepens, questions surrounding the security of our elections are more pressing than ever. Many Americans question the reliability of the election process, citing issues like the GBI Strategies scandal and the lack of ID verification for voter registration as glaring vulnerabilities. The fact that 18 states and Washington, D.C., all won by Kamala Harris, do not require photo ID for voter registration has raised serious concerns. Without secure, transparent elections, critics argue that the foundation of democratic accountability erodes. The absence of photo ID requirements opens the door to potential fraud and manipulation in our electoral process. America's path to healing and unifying around its democratic principles hinges on transparent elections. Without complete transparency, accountability becomes impossible. Trust in the system has been damaged by questionable practices, and only with fully transparent elections can Americans be certain that each vote counts and that elected officials truly reflect the will of the people. The demand for election integrity is crucial. Transparent, fair, and accountable elections are the only way to ensure that every American's vote is counted accurately and legitimately. Documented cases of voter registration fraud, coupled with ongoing investigations, underscore the need for swift action to protect the integrity of our electoral system. Only through verifiable, transparent elections can we uphold the bedrock of American democracy, ensure accountability, and restore public trust in our election process.